Hi, I'm Ben Gothard, founder and CEO of Gothard Enterprises and author of CEO at 20, a little book for big dreams. And today, I'm going to teach you the 7 steps for Instagram networking like a boss. So what are you going to learn today? Well, I'm going to give you my proven step-by-step method to networking with a targeted audience on Instagram. I'm going to give you the most effective ways to reach out to the community, and I'm also going to give you tips and tricks to keeping high-value contacts. Let's dive right in. So, step 1, identify your audience. When you're networking, you need to know why you're doing it. Are you doing it to meet more people? Are you trying to find a job? Are you trying to sell things? Regardless of what you're doing, you're going to need to identify an audience to do that for. Are you an entrepreneur? Are you an author? Are you a plumber? It doesn't matter. What does matter is that you have a specific audience in mind. I would suggest identifying a group of people who are similar to you. For example, if you are an entrepreneur, target other entrepreneurs to network with. The reason I say this is because when you're networking with somebody, they're giving you their time, which is very valuable. Not only are they giving you their time, but they're also probably going to share some information with you, potentially give away some trade secrets. And, if you're networking the right way, they may even give you some resources. So you need to give them something of value in return. I'm not talking about paying people to network with them. I'm talking about giving your knowledge in return, giving them something of value, making it worth their while to spend time with you. So once you identify your target audience, you need to figure out where they are. The beauty of social media is that you can target people based on their interests through hashtags. So you want to determine your hashtags that your target audience is going to be centered around. Now you might say, how do I do that? Well, you're going to use Instagram and their native search engine. If you type in entrepreneurship or author, as I've done on this video, you can see that the results of the search show you, based on the hashtag, how many posts there are on Instagram. So for entrepreneurship, you see that there are almost 2 million posts out there. That's a lot of posts. Now, the reason we're doing this is if you're trying to target entrepreneurs, for example, chances are they're going to be interested in entrepreneurship. And when they post things, they're going to tag entrepreneurship in hashtag entrepreneur. So you want to identify your target audience based on where they're around and what their interests are by looking up relevant hashtags. Step 3. Once you figured out your hashtag, and you're now going to search it on the Instagram native search engine, you're going to scroll down past top posts. The reason you want to scroll past top posts is that there's a specific type of person that we're looking for to network with, and top posts are not that person. I'll get into that a little bit later. But anyways, you're going to scroll down past top posts, and you're going to scroll to the most recent section. And it's going to be pretty soon after top posts. You just have to scroll past it in most recent. You're then going to look for and click on recent posts that are very relevant to the hashtag that you're searching. Not all of the pictures in recent posts are going to be extremely relevant to your hashtag. For example, hashtag entrepreneurship. In this picture that I'm showing you on the left, I don't see how this blue car has anything to do with entrepreneurship. But anybody is allowed to tag their pictures with any hashtag that they want. So some people are going to tag extra tags in their photos to try to get more likes, followers, etc. You have to get through it. You have to just kind of comb through and see what is relevant. So you're going to have to look for pictures and posts that are actually relevant to your hashtag. And there will be a lot. So for example, in the video that you're seeing right now, I clicked on the post with a nice quote on entrepreneurship. The reason I clicked on that was, one, it was kind of clever. Two, I know that somebody who's posting quotes like this under hashtag entrepreneurship is more likely than not going to be an entrepreneur or has an interest in entrepreneurship, either of which are fine. So you're going to go to the profile, as you can see on the right, and you're going to click, and to go to that profile, you're going to click on their name in the top right there. So once you've gone to their profile, you're going to want to identify them as a contact of value or not. By that I mean, are they actually an entrepreneur? Are they actually an author? Are they actually a speaker? Are they actually somebody who you want to be spending your time with? There's a principle, and I don't know who it's by, that a lot of the determining factor of how far you go in life is based on the people who you surround yourself with. And this is true for networking. If you want to make high value contacts, you have to make sure that you're reaching out to high value people. So you're going to look for people that are legitimately people, not robots, legitimately people, not businesses. You might want to reach out to businesses, talk to their owners, but that's up to you. If there's somebody you want to network with, you're going to want to follow them. Generally speaking, I wouldn't follow anyone with more than 5,000 followers or so. And the reason is they probably will not respond to you when you reach out to them, which we're going to talk about in the next step. When you have that many followers and you have that many people that are associated with your account, you're going to get a ton of messages all the time. And you don't want to waste your time, and you personally are not going to want to waste your time reaching out to people that are not going to contact you back. It just doesn't make sense to waste your time doing that. So as a general rule, I wouldn't follow anyone with more than 5,000 followers. Now, obviously, some person with 20,000 followers might answer you. Some person with 4,000 followers might not answer you. This is a general rule. Experiment with it as you want. You'll have to figure out what works for you. Now, when I was saying before how you scroll past top posts, the top posts are typically posted by people with a ton of followers, and they get a ton of engagement immediately, which puts them in top posts. That's why I said to scroll down to recent, so you can find people with fewer followers. So you can find people who will actually give you the time of day. I'm not saying you won't have any success going through the top posts. I'm trying to tell you the most effective way to do it. Okay, so let's keep going. So you've identified your target audience, you've identified the relevant hashtags, you've identified somebody who's posting in that hashtag, you've identified them as a high value contact. Now what? Well, you send a message. What do you say? Well, this is where you need to get creative. Perhaps you can ask them a question. Something along the lines of, hello, I'm following you here on Instagram and I wanted to reach out because I noticed that you are an entrepreneur. Could I get your opinion on a problem I've been having? That's humble. That's great. That's saying to somebody else, I recognize you as an entrepreneur, and you might actually want to say a fellow entrepreneur, just so they know that you are also an entrepreneur or author or whatever you are, that you're also reaching out to them. You want to establish some common ground. And by asking them this question, could I get your opinion? You're telling them in fewer words that you value their opinion and that you value their knowledge and that you see them as a resource, as somebody who is of value, as a high contact person to know, a high value contact. So a lot of people will respond to that and they will be happy to help. You can't be too abrasive with this. Don't send a message that people won't respond to. With this template, you're reaching out in an appropriate way. You're already being bold by reaching out to them and initiating the conversation with somebody that you don't know. So you need to be respectful and make sure that they see you as reaching out to them in a humble way so that they will give you the time of day. Now that you've reached out to one person, you're playing the numbers game. If one person doesn't respond to you, that's fine. If you want to see significant results, you're going to need to reach out to a lot of people every day, and you can using this system. Now, a lot of people will answer you, and once they do, you've made a new contact. But at that point, it's up to you to stay in touch. I can't tell you how to stay in touch with each individual. That's between you and them. Every person is different, and I would not send the same messages to everybody after the initial template message. The initiation message I've provided is a good tool to establish contact with people, but you have to be a real person after that. You can't just send blanket statements and expect to build real relationships with people. To sustain these relationships and get more connected with these contacts, you might want to add them to your email list with their permission, of course, or possibly see if they want to join your Facebook group. Anything that you can do to stay in contact with them, be more connected to them, and provide more value to them will help you build more trust. As a networking best practices rule, I wouldn't go more than 6 weeks or so without reaching out to an individual contact. Suppose you make a new contact, and after the initial conversation, you haven't really talked to them in a few weeks. Reach out to them. Ask how they're doing. Ask them, what's one thing that you've been doing lately? What's one cool thing that you've been interested in? Can I help you with anything? Anything that you can do to reach out to this person is good. Don't be afraid to reach out to them, because if not, they'll forget about you. And if they forget about you, then they will be a lot less inclined to answer your questions or to stay connected with you. If you lose touch, they aren't a contact of yours anymore. So stay in touch with these people. It's really important. So that's my 7-step method to networking like a boss on Instagram. It works. If you respectfully do it, you will see results. But I have one more thing for you. I have a bonus step. Now, the best way to network with those who are more experienced than you is to get them to be your mentor. Now, this is 100% from my experience. If you have somebody who is more accomplished than you, who has done things done things that you haven't done in your field, who is more knowledgeable than you definitely want them to be your mentor. Once somebody is your mentor, they are like a teacher. They can show you the path. They'll give you guidance. You can ask them questions. I can't tell you how many people that I've reached out to that have become my mentor, that have proven to be just incredible people, incredible friends, and incredible resources. I can go to these people and I can ask them, hey, I'm having a problem with my business, and this is exactly what's going on. Can you help me? And 9 times out of 10, they'll take the time to meet me for coffee or to have a phone call with me and to explain an answer, a solution. These people have been there, they've done that. And, a lot of time entrepreneurs, and I keep going back to entrepreneurship because that's what I'm interested in. A lot of the time entrepreneurs will pass on their knowledge because a lot of the times they've had mentors who help them, and they want to return the favor. They want to put back that good the good karma, if you will. So, getting mentors is huge. Okay, so you understand not the process. You understand the importance of getting a mentor, but how do you get a mentor? Well, I have a very surefire 100% success rate method, and that's the WYS method. Simply put, what's your story? The first question that you ask all of your contacts, if you want them to be your mentors, you ask them, what is your story? And then you listen, and they'll tell you their story. And you listen intently, and you listen diligently, and you ask questions about their story, and you actually genuinely care. And by asking them their story, you're giving them a chance to not only share their experiences with you, but you're building trust. You're saying to them, hey, where'd you come from? I want to learn about you. I want to know who you are. And that's really powerful with people, and a lot of people resonate with that. So once you have made these contacts, ask your potential mentors, what is your story? Once you've asked them that and they've told you, then simply ask, would you be my mentor? I have asked this to countless people, and 100% of the time they have said yes. 100% of the time they have said yes. Okay, so in summary, Instagram is your key to networking. It works. People will respond to you. You will find incredible people with incredible stories. Ask them, what is your story? That's the first question that once you've established contact with them, that's the first question you ask them if you want them to be your mentor. You got to be bold but respectful. You got to make sure that you're not afraid to be reaching out to people, but that you're reaching out to people in an appropriate way. If you are inappropriate, or if you are cocky, or if you are not humble, people will not want to give you the time of day. It will turn people off, and they will not want to help you out. They will not want to give you their time, and they will not want to share their experiences and their knowledge with you. So be bold but respectful. Finally, stay in touch. Once you've made contacts, don't lose them. You're not going for a numbers game here. You're not seeing how many people you can talk to in a day. You're seeing how many real contacts can you make. How many people can you go to for help, for advice? How many people can you help? Can you give advice to? So stay in touch. Make the contacts, be respectful, stay in touch. Okay, so what's next? Well, if this all seems a little bit overwhelming to you, I actually have a Facebook group called Project Egg, and it stands for Entrepreneurs Gathering for Growth. And what this group is for is it's an elite network of entrepreneurs, authors, and incredible people who are coming together to bounce ideas off of each other, problem solve, learn from each other, share their story, and succeed together. Now, I'm the admin of this group, and you can email me at bgothard@gothardpreneur.com if you're interested in being a part of this group. It's a great group, have a lot of great people in it. In the beginning, to get into the group, I'm just going to interview you real quick, and I'll put you on my YouTube channel and try to get you a little bit of exposure, try to share your story. And the reason I do this is I want everybody in Project Egg to know who you are. We're a pretty tight-knit mastermind, so I want to make sure that everybody knows each other, everybody's aware of what everybody else does, so it's meaningful. It's a very engaged group. So if that's something you're interested in, either look up Project Egg on Facebook or email me at bgothard@gothardpreneur.com. Thank you very much, and have a great day.